Hi everyone, welcome to Glow English Hub. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Hello, thanks for joining us again. Glow English Hub is for people who want to learn and improve their English for work and daily life. Today, we're chatting in a natural way, so you can listen and feel more confident using English.
Yes, our goal is simple English, real conversations, and topics you can use every day. Today's topic is family, which is something we all talk about at work and with friends.
Family is a big part of my life, so I'm happy to talk about it. I grew up in a small city with my parents and my younger sister. My father worked in sales, and my mother stayed home when we were young, then went back to work later. We're quite close, and we usually get along well even though we don't always agree.
That sounds familiar. My family is a bit different in size. I grew up with my parents, two brothers, and my grandmother in the same house. It was noisy but warm, and we shared many meals together. Now we all live in different places, but we still stay in touch often.
Living together with grandparents can really shape family life. In my case, my grandparents lived nearby, not with us. We visited them almost every weekend when I was a child. Those visits helped me feel connected to my wider family. I think that experience made family time feel normal and important to me.
I agree that early experiences matter. When I was younger, I sometimes wanted more privacy because the house was full. But looking back, I see how much support we had. If someone was sick or stressed, there was always another adult around. That kind of support really stayed with me.
Do you think that support affects how you live now? For example, how you balance work and family? I sometimes notice that my childhood habits show up in my adult life. I try to make time for family dinners, even with a busy schedule. It feels like something I naturally do.
Yes, I think it does affect me. Because my family was always around, I'm very used to sharing problems. At work, I often talk things through with colleagues instead of keeping everything to myself. But sometimes I feel I rely too much on others' opinions, and that can slow decisions.
That's interesting. I'm almost the opposite. My parents encouraged independence early on. They were supportive, but they expected us to handle our own responsibilities. Because of that, I'm comfortable making decisions alone, but I sometimes forget to ask for help.
That difference can be good or challenging, depending on the situation. In teamwork, asking for help can save time. But being independent is useful too, especially in leadership roles. I guess family background quietly influences our work style.
Yes, and it also affects how we see roles in the family. For example, in my family, everyone helps with household tasks. When I visit my parents now, we all cook and clean together. It feels balanced, and no one feels too tired or stressed.
In my family, roles were more traditional when I was young. My grandmother and mother did most of the cooking, while my father focused on work outside the home. Things are changing now, especially with my brothers' families. They share tasks more evenly with their partners.
I think that change is positive, especially for working professionals. When both people work, sharing responsibility at home makes life easier. Otherwise, one person can feel overwhelmed. I've seen friends struggle when expectations are not clear.
I agree, but I also think some families prefer clear roles. My parents felt comfortable with their arrangement. They didn't feel it was unfair, just different. So I try not to judge too quickly when I see other family styles.
That's a fair point. What matters is that people communicate and respect each other. When families don't talk openly, small issues can grow into big problems. I've learned that honest conversation helps keep relationships strong.
Communication is key, especially as families change over time. Children grow up, parents retire, and priorities shift. My parents are thinking about slowing down now, and my brothers and I are discussing how to look after them in the future. It's not an easy topic, but it's important.
That's something many of us will face. I've started thinking about it too, even though my parents are still active. Planning ahead reduces stress later. It also shows care and responsibility, which I think are core family values.
True. Family values often run in the family, even if people don't notice it. For example, in my family, education was always important. All of us were encouraged to study and keep learning. That attitude still guides my career choices.
Education was important in my family too, but so was work-life balance. My parents believed success meant having time for health and relationships, not just career growth. Sometimes I struggle with that balance, especially during busy work periods.
That's a common challenge. I used to think working long hours was the best way to succeed. Now I'm trying to slow down a bit and make space for personal life. Some of my friends are starting families, and they're rethinking priorities too.
Speaking of that, do you want to start your own family someday? Or are you more focused on career right now? I know many professionals feel pressure from both sides. It's not always easy to decide.
I do want to settle down in the future, but not immediately. Right now, I want to feel stable in my career and finances. I've seen people rush into big decisions and feel stressed later. Taking time feels right for me.
That makes sense. I used to think there was a perfect timeline, but now I don't believe that. Everyone's situation is different. Family life doesn't have to follow one fixed path.
Exactly. And families today come in many forms. Some people live alone, some with partners, some with children, and some with extended family. All of these are valid. What matters is support and understanding.
I like that idea. At the end of the day, family is often the people who support you, not just those you're related to. Close friends can feel like family too, especially when you live far from home.
I felt that, especially after moving for work. At first, it was lonely. Over time, I built a small community of friends. We celebrate holidays together and help each other out, which makes a big difference.
That's a great example of creating family in a new place. It shows that relationships need effort, whether they're with relatives or friends. Regular calls, visits, or even messages help people stay connected.
Yes, small actions matter. Even a short call can strengthen a relationship. It reminds people they're not alone. I try to do that more now than I did in the past.
Same here. As we get busier, it's easy to forget, but family connections are worth the time. They give emotional support that work success alone can't provide.
I think that's a good takeaway for today. Family influences who we are, how we work, and how we see the future. Reflecting on that can help us make better choices.
Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over a few expressions we use today so listeners can notice them more easily next time.
Sure. One phrase we used was grow up, which means the period when you are a child and become an adult. We also said get along, which is about having a good and peaceful relationship with someone.
We mentioned look after, which is about taking care of someone, especially family members. Another one was run in the family, which is used when a habit or value is common among relatives.
And finally, we used settle down, which means to start a calmer stage of life, often with a long-term partner or family plans. These expressions come up a lot when people talk about family and life choices.
Thanks for listening to this conversation on Glow English Hub. We hope it felt natural and useful for your English practice.
Yes, keep listening, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.